I'm with Michele O'Neil, President of the ACTU, the Australian Council of Trade Unions. I'm going to find out what that exactly means, but you're one of the keynote speakers here. You've just spoken very passionately. For people that don't know, you're the youngest of 5 daughters, is that right?
See, you've done some good research there. I am the youngest of 5 daughters.
Your mother left school at 13?
She did. She was just 13. Was a child of the Depression, and she left school because, not because she wanted to leave school, but because the family needed money, and she pretended she hated school. It's a sad story because she just wanted to pull her weight, as her dad was unemployed. So, you know, she was an amazing woman. She's not with us anymore, but that combination of my mum and then those 4 big sisters meant that I had the great advantage of these 5 amazing women that from a very early age made sure that I knew how to speak up and stand up and put me in good stead to be a unionist. So what the Australian Council of Trade Unions is the organisation that represents every union in the country. So we all come together in one body, and I've got the great honour of being elected as the president of that body that's every union in Australia.
You've done some incredible things. But can we talk about, so you just recently travelled with Anthony Albanese and you met the president of the US?
I did go to Washington.
Yeah.
Was, able to meet with the president, and our prime minister was there, and other people as well. And what was important for us to be there representing workers' voices is that often in the past when governments go and meet with leaders from other countries and talk about what's in Australia's interest for things like trade and development, they sort of leave out the voice of workers. So what was good about this was that there was business people there, but also the voice of working people, making sure that when we reach agreements around things like renewable energy and critical minerals and all the things that the government and the businesses were talking about, that we don't do it in a way where workers are left behind, that if we're supporting change in the economy and supporting investment, we've got to make sure that the taxpayers see the benefit coming back to the workers and communities. So good quality jobs being created, making sure that we've got fair labour standards, making sure that workers' concerns around the security of jobs, the wages that workers get paid, and the jobs of the future are in the middle of these discussions are not an afterthought.
No, I'm going to let you go. There's so many things that the union has achieved this year, and I'll maybe touch on those with Robbie later. But just before you go, I know that you were heavily responsible with the domestic violence leave, and as someone that has been in a domestic violence situation, which was very hard to explain that to an employer.
I bet.
This was a world first.
Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. And what I want to say about this is that so many workers, so many union members, so many women supported by good men around the country fought for this for more than a decade. And to win this as the first bit of law that an elected Labor government put into Parliament for workers when they were elected last year was a massive thing, because we'd been trying to win it workplace by workplace, and we'd done that, and HACSU was a really big part of that. But now it's a right for every worker in the country, casual workers as well as full-time workers. That means workers don't have to choose that wicked, terrible choice about a choice between your safety or the safety of you and your kids and your job and your income, which nobody should ever have to choose between. So it's a massive thing, shows what you can do when you're determined and you stick together and you never give up. And yes, it's a global first and something that the Australian trade union movement is really proud of.
And on behalf of everyone that it's affected by it, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.